All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back in the house once again, back to do my prediction, my breakdown prediction of this weekend's fight coming up between Terence Crawford and Amir Khan. I'm going to break this down the same way I have been breaking down the past few fights. Go back and to the Jab Effect YouTube channel or Combo Breaker 99, see some of my latest breakdowns. I just kind of like to go down each different department I pick, and then I kind of tell you, who I feel like has the advantage in that department, and then I give you my prediction. So, yeah, man, let's go ahead and get started, man. Terence Crawford versus Amir Khan. Like I said, even on the Jab podcast, this fight here, it wasn't really like a big, interesting fight to me. At first, at first I was kind of like, we got other fights that the welterweight division needs. Amir Khan, he didn't really stand out to me in the past few years as a big threat. But just watching his training and everything, and the confidence he's been speaking on, he's been saying that he's ready. He kind of knows that this is his last chance. It's kind of giving me eyes. It's got my eyes, it ain't got my heart. I just want to see what he can do. He does have the skill to cause that upset, but just like everybody else, they feel like and I myself, they always feel there's that one thing that holds them back, and we know what that is. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and get into it. Here's what I do: I go down to strength, power, speed, skill, experience, all of those, and after I kind of do my math there, man. But first up, man, looking at the strength department, gonna have to give that to Terence Crawford. When I'm talking about strength, I'm talking about the physical strength, a fighter's durability, endurance, stamina, how they hold up, how strong their punches are, and strong enough to get that pop, get that respect from their opponents. Gotta say, Terence Crawford has all of that. He has all that advantage, all those advantages because he is the fresher fighter. He is the fresher early 30s fighter. He's 31, Connor's 32, but I feel like he's definitely the freshest, and I think he has, he's definitely shown a presence at welterweight against opponents he's faced. Even against the big scrappy guy like Jeff Horn, he was able to kind of control Jeff Horn with his punches. And even when he tied Jeff Horn up on the inside, he was kind of able to move with Jeff Horn. He wasn't, getting totally outstrengthed or, looking like the smaller guy in there. I know a lot of people think he's not like a natural welterweight, which he isn't, but he's growing into it. And I feel like he's been holding his own as far as like how he can push guys back, how he can, switch to southpaw and use that strong jab against these guys like Benavidez. And I think this is definitely going to be a factor in this fight. I feel like he does have that strength edge over Khan. I mean, Khan, he's a big, strong guy too. You can see he blows up. He can get up to 154. But that one thing, his durability as far as his chin, that's definitely a minus we have to take away from. We don't really know how long he can last with a fighter. Like, he can't really go on the inside and bang or move guys around that way. I mean, he can hold and kind of put his weight on a guy, but at the same time, I still feel like he can't stay in there long enough to kind of outstrength the guy just because that chin is a factor. Going back to Terence Crawford, I feel like he's been growing into this weight, and like he says, he walks around 150, sometimes a little bit higher. So I feel like I feel like he is the overall stronger guy. So I have to give him the strength department. Power, I give them both. I give the category to both. Both guys. I think they both have respectable shots. They had plenty of knockouts in the lower weight classes, 140. Terence Crawford a little bit lower. Was that Terence Crawford has like 22 knockouts out of his win, out of his his record. Khan has about 20. It might be vice versa, but they both had some good knockouts in the lower weight classes like 140. But I feel like at this weight class, they both kind of balance out. Khan, he's undefeated at welterweight, and he doesn't have the Phil Greco fight. I think it was at 154, I want to say, but all of his fights have gone the distance at welterweight, which shows you he does have that respectable pop, to outbox guys and keep guys, on the outside like Samuel Vargas. Who else he beat? Luis Collazo, Chris Algieri, so on. Some of those guys like that. He couldn't knock him out, but he had enough, of his hand speed and accumulation to, kind of hurt these guys and keep them honest. Same with Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford does have knockouts. He stopped Jeff Horn and he stopped Benavidez, but, I feel like the higher he goes up, that power is kind of going to balance out against guys like Errol Spence and Keith Thurman. But in this fight, I say both, but I might have to give the edge to Terence Crawford. Let me go back on that. I feel like his accuracy definitely adds to his power, especially his straight left hand. He does have a lot of pop on it. And that check right hook he was using against Jeff Horn, it was making Jeff Horn do a little dance. So as far as when you factor in his accuracy with his strength, it definitely gives him that power edge in Terence Crawford. So I give Terence Crawford that edge. Yeah, sorry about it. Let me go. Yeah, Terence Crawford has the edge there. But speed, speed, I'm gonna give that to Amir Khan. Amir Khan. That's what everybody envisions. They see if Terence Crawford was to lose to Amir Khan, they see that hand speed. They see that hand speed outboxing and out flurrying and outworking Terence Crawford. And he does have that hand speed. He's always moving on his feet. He's always moving his legs. He's always got something going. The jab is fast. When he throws those 1-2, he's always throwing, 3, 4, 5 behind it. Very fast hands, so I think it can be kind of overwhelming too. And he's always moving his legs too. Even in the Canelo fight, he was outboxing Canelo clearly for about 4 or 5 rounds before he slowed down and started getting, hit to the body more. So I give him that speed edge because he is one of the faster welterweights out there. Skill, definitely, man. I got to give this to Terence Crawford. I know that Terence Crawford, like I said, hasn't been a welterweight as long, doesn't have as many wins, but he's used so many skills, in the lower weight classes up to 147 to carry him. He's more committed to his offense and his defense, whereas Amir Khan, he can kind of slow down and stop committing to what's working. He knows that he has that speed and he can use angles, but sometimes he'll just kind of go in and out so fast and leave himself open for targets. What I mean? Like he'll go in and out, in and out. He doesn't take the time to kind of figure an opponent out sometimes and just, um, fight at a slower pace. Whereas Terence Crawford, I think he knows how to use quickness, but at the same time, he works smarter and not harder, if that makes sense. Terence Crawford has better defense. I feel like, he knows how to slip on the inside. He can switch hit. Uh, he can dictate the pace going forward or backwards. Like we seen it like against Felix Diaz, he's able to just able to switch angles on his punches to get through hands high defense, any type of defense. And again, his accuracy. He cares about how he throws his punches. He just doesn't overcommit to a whole bunch of wild pity pat shots. He's really picking his shots. So Terence Crawford definitely has the skill edge. Definitely has the skill department on lock for me. Um, experience. Experience, man, I'm gonna have to give this to both too. I think they both experience different things in their own way. I think that the experience of losses for Amir Khan, that's a one way to grow. And for somebody like Terence Crawford, his amateur background and just the different weight classes he's been able to, conquer as well as take titles, it gives a guy, high confidence as well as, helps them become more, it helps them believe more in themselves. And along the way, they become more confident in learning new things, and settling down on different things. At the same time, adding new things, adding new tools to their arsenal. And I think Terence Crawford, his experiences at the lower weight classes is definitely something, especially being an undisputed champion at 140, is definitely something that's going to benefit him in this fight. Amir Khan, he has the experience against these guys like Danny Garcia, even losses, like I said, like Canelo, beating Zab Judah, beating Paulie Malignaggi. Uh, that's a high caliber of opponents he's been facing. So it kind of balances out. Those losses to those opponents kind of balances it out, at the end of the day. So he's a guy that knows that this is kind of his last road. So it kind of, gives him a different type of confidence where he can say, let's give these guys a hard time. Maybe I could give a guy like Terence Crawford, who's never faced a guy like Canelo or Danny Garcia, problems. It kind of makes him feel like, hey, I've already been in there with better opponents than you. So, at the end of the day, again, like that's a different type of experience. Yeah, as far as experience, I definitely got to give credit to both of these guys in that department. I think that was tied. Now down to my prediction. Overall, man, I have to say Terence Crawford is going to win this fight, possibly by a decision or a late round stoppage. And that's not after it's definitely after a back and forth rough start for both fighters. I think that Amir Khan, he's going to start fast early, try to win the rounds early, take advantage of Terence Crawford if he's a slow starter in the beginning. He's going to try to win those first 3, 4 rounds. But I think as Terence Crawford starts to figure him out, he's going to kind of start cutting the ring off. And once he knows he can take Amir Khan's punch, he's going to start to slow him down, start to set up the straight left hand from the southpaw stance, and start going to the body to slow Amir Khan down. And once he gets to that body, so many times he's going to go up top with the right hand, or he's going to go up top with the left hand and catch Amir Khan, in those later rounds. And I think when he catches him a few times in those later rounds, I think Amir Khan will get wobbled a few times. He'll make it out of the rounds just because he's been hit with harder shots. But when we get to like 10 or 11, I think that's where Terence Crawford could put him away. Whenever Amir Khan becomes more and more stationary, that's when that's whenever he's at his most vulnerable. Um, Same with Canelo, same with Danny Garcia. Once he starts to stand in that pocket, or he starts to try to, wait for that other guy's counter, he tries to be first, and you can time him just right. You can come over the top with a right hand or left hook and knock him down. So, yeah, I see Terence Crawford kind of settling down in his punches in the later rounds, slowing Khan down, and possibly stopping him in 10-11. If not, I could see Terence Crawford as a thinking fighter, too, just kind of piecing up Amir Khan throughout the rounds, being safe, and winning the 12-round decision. Yeah. But yeah, that's all I got on this one, guys. Let me know in the comment section who you think's gonna win this fight. Uh, is it a fight that you really care to see? Or are you gonna watch it? Let's let me know in the comment section. But yeah, that's my pick on this one, guys. Make sure y'all subscribe here. Combo Breaker 99 #CB99 Talks. I'm out. Peace.